I want to show you the stupid idea I had on the weekend. And here I have some kind of music loop or sample. And it's very important that it's not based on notes. It's just a sample I loaded in. And it has a certain sound to it. It's in A minor. And this piano riff here sounds like this. So it's very harmonic, and you kind of can easily play along with this because it's an A minor, right? So we can add here a polymer sequence. It's also not very complicated. It's not about how it sounds. It's more about the technique. So it's very basic because it's an A minor, right? So everyone heard that. So let's say you want to create more like a horror version of this, or something that sounds a bit more disharmonic. So you can use on this audio sample here only audio effects. So we can use a frequency shifter for this. And the frequency shifter is not a pitch shifter. It shifts all the frequencies by the same amount, which kind of leads to the effect that all the relationships between the frequencies are kind of off or disharmonic. And it sounds like this. Let's start here with a 0% shift. You can also pitch shift down. Right, it sounds completely different than before, kind of disharmonic because all the frequencies are all over the place. So we kind of explore micro pitch music in a way. But this, so now the big problem is that we already have here notes that play in the scale of A minor, and this is now in a new scale here because of the frequency shifter. So what you can do, of course, is you can just take this frequency shifter here and put it also at the end of this polymer here, and you get kind of the same effect. But now we have to pitch up here some of the notes because it gets too low because of the 700 Hertz shift down thing here. So it's not that happy anymore, it's not A minor anymore, it's something different. But my idea was, instead of using this frequency shifter here, because it also destroys sometimes some of the cleanness of the sound, it adds some artifacts, of course, to the sound. So my idea was, can we actually fake this frequency shifter with a note grid? And it turns out, yes, you can. You can just remove this frequency shifter here and use all the notes in here, which are still in A minor, and use a note grid in front of the polymer, and just shift all the notes, all the pitches down. But pitch to frequency and frequency to pitch conversion here. Just use an add, and then use a constant. And our frequency shifter here does, let me see, 700 Hertz shifting downwards, right? 100% down. Okay. So here we can now do minus 700 Hertz. And now we have here the same effect. If I disable this here, I can also take here this frequency shifter, put it here on this melody line, and just enable this and disable this. Enable this, disable this. It's the same effect, but it's cleaner because we are using notes here and then clean synthesis, right? It's not like a post audio effect like the frequency shifter. So, which means we can take the frequency shifter here on this piano sample and explore some different harmonic relationships. And then when we end up on a place we kind of like, we can then use here a note grid and shift all the notes to the same world, to the same harmonic universe, kind of, right? And you can play along. So all I need to do is to play in here in A minor, because this original audio is in A minor, but I shifted it in a different world, and then I use here this note grid to also shift all these A minor notes into this new world, kind of. So it's a microtonic pitch device that is compatible with the frequency shifter. So you can, of course, use here also the micro pitch, right? And you can use here some of the presets and shift everything down and up and create new harmonic relationships. But this one is compatible with the audio effect with the frequency shifter, which is kind of nice. And it was an idea I had on the weekend, also with Halloween, when you try to create these kind of disharmonic or scary sounds. You can just use the frequency shifter for that and destroy all the harmonic relationships between some of the sounds. So we can also here shift this up, maybe just a little bit here. Maybe let's only use 100 Hertz, right? And also here, just 100 Hertz up. Let's see how this sounds. This is maybe too much, maybe 30 Hertz. Sometimes if you shift too much, let's say 100 Hertz, right? Then you end up here with some of the notes too high. So the bass is not a bass anymore and stuff like this. So then you have to apply here some octave shifts. You can see how much I need to shift these notes down to get the bass sound actually. That's because of the shift. If I delete this here. And of course, you can also record the output here of this with this note grid, right? So we shift this here by 100 Hertz. And then we create, let's say here, a new instrument track, and we record everything coming here from this note grid. Let's see how this looks like. Right, it's a completely different sequence, and we have even here some MPE pitch on there, pitch bend. I don't know why it looks so weird. I probably have to use here a sample and hold, I guess. Let me try this out. Move this over here. That looks better. Yeah, you can see here some of the notes have a different pitch, right? The pitch of C#4 is here, but it ended up down there. So there's a pitch bend on each of these notes because of this shift here, right? So it's a nice kind of hack to explore some new harmonic ideas, some different scales, unusual scales. And also you are compatible with the frequency shifter here. This device on the audio effect. So it's a different micro pitch device on a manual micro pitch device, right? So this is an idea I had. Maybe it's interesting for you if you try to come up with some unpleasant or disharmonic sounds, horror sounds for horror soundtracks or for techno, where you need to have these kind of chromatic scales. So it's maybe interesting to you, right? It was just an idea. I put this patch here in the description below, so you can download it if you want, if you don't want to create it for yourself. But it's actually pretty easy. Just pitch to hertz and then hertz to pitch, and then you just add your constant to it, and that's basically it. It's very simple. Okay, that's it. Leave a like if you liked the video. Keep asking questions. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.